Manchester United versus Brighton game. A very controversial win for Manchester United. We see a lot of people debating the fact that the penalty was given after the final whistle, which I think it's kind of unfair because I feel for Brighton because Brighton were the better team. Brighton just didn't capitalize much on the fact that Manchester United was poor the entire game. Very, very, very poor the entire game. We saw Brighton hitting the bar 5 times. 5 times. Where if those shots had gone in, we could have seen them beating Manchester United to a 6-1 or 6-2. What are your thoughts on that Manchester starting 11 yesterday, Becky?
Let me start off with Brighton. Brighton come out, they beat Manchester United last season. They came out, do what they do. I wish they had took all their chances. And I'm like one of those fans that would really wish Manchester was lost yesterday, or didn't get anything from the game. But Brighton come out, they took the chances and convert some of them into goals. Kudos to that. It kind of hurts if you are a player or you're a fan and hurt that your team lost in that way. You may end up crying. Players may end up crying. Fans may end up crying, and the heart may be hurt.
Becky, I slight correction. You said Brighton beat Manchester United last season. That's not that's wrong. Manchester United actually did the double on Brighton last season.
They did. Yeah,
yes,
sorry.
They won a 3-1 and a 3-0.
Right, sorry. But apart from that, Brighton did play really good. They controlled the game. It was like Brighton was the bigger team in a sense where you expect Manchester United come and dominate the team. It was the other way around. Brighton literally schooled Manchester United yesterday in everything you can think of. Manchester United starts 11. My question is, we always talk about Magra need another partner or Lindelof need another partner and all that stuff. And Bailly play in the Carabao Cup in midweek and he really played good. Bailly is one of those players that is really confident on the ball. The only problem with Bailly is you kind of expect a red card from Bailly at some point in one of those games. But he's a confident player on the ball. He's really confident. He's a really confident player on the ball. And I'm trying to figure out why he's healthy, he's not injured. Why can't he get start? Why can't he be in that lineup? Why can't he get into that lineup?
Well, I don't want it to turn into a two-way discussion between me and you with Manchester United. So I'm going to let
I put it out there.
I'm going to let Lenky give his start.
I put it out there. Why can't he get
Lenky.
Well, I mean, only one person can answer why he's not in the starting lineup, and that's the coach. Because, like, I personally, like, I don't know what it is that the coach wants to achieve. Maybe the system that he wants to play by is not fitting well in that system. Maybe he's not seeing enough in training. There are so many variables that we can explore. So personally, I don't know, right? But I think from last season, I think Ole should go, basically, because they are.
Let me put this question. Let me ask this question. Where did Manchester United have the biggest problem yesterday in the team? Damien, if you wanna.
I'm gonna slightly agree with the fact that it was defensive errors, like a lot of defensive errors, and This came not only from defenders but from midfielders, and it is not comfortable to watch if you're even not a United fan, because it was like a one-way football, and it's like not taking anything from Brighton, but you'd expect United to come out on top in this game, and it was not the case. It's like they were sloppy in defense. The Brighton players keep coming at them. I was trying to remember Torso. Is Tossard, right? The number 11.
Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard.
Listen, he kept coming at them, and it's like they didn't have any answer for him. Thank God for that post, because listen,
March as well.
March.
Yeah, man. I was gonna mention March, but I'm on Tossard, because Tossard did the most. Tossard was the man of the match for me, because he went at them, and it's like there was no answer for Brighton. There was no answer for Tossard, for the number 9, for Don. It's like there was no answer for them. It was like a one-way traffic. Even though Brighton was home, we argued the point of this being the home advantage don't count. But listen, Brighton was very organized. They kept going at them, and it was nice to watch from a fan perspective, from a United perspective.
And then I think one of the bigger issues is so Manchester United when they play a faster game, they play better. They play well better. Yesterday, they played so slow. They played so flat. No one pressing. They're walking on the field. It's like there were no interest in that game yesterday. It's like, okay, I'm just going to go through the motion. There is no one who would say, okay, I'm going to take control of the game and do something. The passes were crisp. Nothing was working for Manchester United yesterday. I think Martial in the first half only have 7 touches on the ball. 7 touches. You know.
I think everybody knows me as one of those Manchester United fans where even when my team, I'm always there. I'm always there to support them. But yesterday for me, I just couldn't. I didn't even watch most of the match. To be honest, I fell asleep. Manchester United, the defense, they're too slow. Maguire is too slow.
Right.
He's really, really slow. And Maguire is slow on the turn. If Maguire, if the attack is coming at Maguire and for him to turn to go after them, he has to actually stop, turn, then start running again. And I don't understand that. I really, really, really don't. Like, he can't make a swift turn and then go. He has to stop and then turn and then go. And then it's causing a problem. Lindelof, I don't know. Lindelof for us, as 2 seasons ago, was very, very good. He was the best defender in the team. And then they brought in Maguire, and I just don't think that the two of them gel well in as the CB. We need somebody else. It's either they need to bench Lindelof and then bring in somebody else to pair with Maguire, or they just need to bench Maguire and bring somebody else to pair with Lindelof. And for me, Lindelof has proven himself a season or 2 ago that he can actually get it done. Maguire is the new player that came in, and now everything seems to be going sideways for me. I think everybody know that I didn't want Maguire at United, but he came. As a fan, we can't do anything about who the team signed. But it's too many problems in Manchester United defense.
It's probably time to bring back Phil Jones.
I mean, at this point, who knows? You know, there are certain times, you know, we always go like really hard at players, but then you see players look at Fred. Come last season, Fred. We were very critical of Fred at one point, and then when Pogba got injured and there were so many injuries in the team, and then Fred started to get regular playing time, we saw him improve, like really, really, really improve to one point where he was the player that was carrying the team for me in a sense. And so maybe Phil Jones just needs regular playing time.
What I think still is one of the biggest problems at Manchester United right now is Paul Pogba. And that's not to say Paul Pogba is giving trouble or is not doing what he's supposed to do. But why I think is a problem is because like we all know that Paul Pogba is a very good player. Look at him for the France national team, right? But what I think happened is that there's probably some relationship breakdown between Paul Pogba and I'm not sure if it's with the club or if it's with the coach. Because listen, you have a World Cup winner in a squad. He's a quality player. He should be the go-to guy, right? He should be the player that they say, listen, this is the player that we go to. But he's been substituted after 50 and 60 plus minutes. You understand? So for me, that's saying something that there's probably some kind of disconnect that we, the outsiders, don't really know about. But I think the price tag that Paul Pogba came back with to Manchester United is a major factor. I mean, I agree, if he's not playing well, rub the bench, right? But at the end of the day, I think the coaches were forced to play Paul Pogba, even through bad performances, based on the fact that, hey, we spent this amount of money on him, so we can't buy him for that amount of money and put him on the bench. So I think that's one of the reasons why Manchester United, because if you look in the midfield, like, who's the creative player in the midfield? There's no one. What happened to Juan Mata? I think Juan Mata would do well.
Bruno.
Who?
Bruno.
Well, Bruno came in for that. If I may interject.
Yeah, that's what Bruno came in for.
Bruno came in for that.
But just to say something quick, like at the back end of last season, yes, we saw Bruno did some stuff in some games, but consistently we're not seeing him. We didn't see him that much yesterday, apart from after the game when he scored a penalty. Like, I don't really know
why Alex or Christopher never find someone sit down, man. The people
true.
like there's a problem.
To add to what Linky's saying before we move on. I think Paul has there's an issue with Paul. I think Paul is very lazy at times, and to me it's lack of. He's not using his potential. It's lack of potential. Him can do it, but I don't think he's doing it because this is the same Paul where Linky does say play for the national club. You know what I mean? This play for the nationals, and he's exciting to see it beside Conte. So it's like Paul can do much better. I don't know what is his problem. I don't know if it's internal issues. I don't know what it is, but I'm not seeing the Paul that plays for France.
Exactly.
You know, with Paul Pogba, I think there's too many distractions with Paul Pogba. To begin with, last season, well, the season before with him and everything that went down with Mourinho, that was just a lot of distraction. The media was a lot of distraction, and then coming into last season, his agent kept saying, "Oh, Paul wants to leave. Paul wants to leave." And then it's just too many distractions with Paul, and it takes away from what he's actually supposed to be doing for the club. He's almost coming up to the end of his contract, and he came in for 90 million, and he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. If you're going to spend $90 million on a player, then you want for him to come in and actually achieve something. So for 4 or 5 years, he has just been here, and he hasn't given us much. And I think that was what Manchester United, why they were reluctant to sell him, because they bought him for so much money, and now to sell him at a reduced cost, with him not giving us anything back, with spending so much money, I think that's a big problem.
Me buy a big keeper. For how much money I have to go give away?
No, but Damien, it's different, because with you and you guys won the Europa League. So that you guys got something out of Kepa. If it's even one thing, you guys got something out of Kepa.
True.
What has Manchester United gotten out of Pogba?
Controversy.
That's all he has gotten, a distraction. That's all they have gotten from him, a distraction.
But I
having
think
him in the team, it's just like a big distraction.
I think remember
with the card.
Personally,
Yellow. Yeah, yellow.
Personally, I think there's something going on up top at Manchester United as it
Yeah,
relates.
definitely is.
And maybe he's being treated unfairly, and other players know it as well. And remember, if I'm the player in a club, I'm gonna
Lanky, they want to know what team the baby support.
I'm gonna have friends. I'm gonna have friends within the club, and if I see my employer not treating me well or treating me unfairly, then I'm gonna feel away. I'm gonna be in support of my friend. So we don't know what the problem is at Manchester United, but I think it's a bigger problem. And just to divert a little, if you look at just to go over to La Liga, just for a little minute, where at Barcelona they sold Suarez, and the coach was basically saying, hey, like the club made that decision before I came in. I told him when I came in that, hey, I respect you once you do what you're supposed to do, blah blah blah. But the coach had already decided, hey, like we're gonna sell him. So maybe it's a problem up top, and Paul Pogba is not happy. If you look at him being substituted each game, he doesn't look happy. But then the next game he's starting again. So I don't know what the problem is, but I'm loving it, to be honest with you.
To go back to the defense.
That's an unbiased statement. That's an unbiased statement. That's an unbiased statement.
You mean a bias, not unbiased.
Biased statement. Pardon me, a biased statement. So let me just ask you guys. Do we think Ole is the manager to get the best out of these players, or do we think that he can actually get the best out of these players?
That's a big question. That's a very big question, and I'm not sure if I can answer that with conviction, because I think he came in. I think he has good intentions. It's just that it's not showing on the field. Even with his purchases, trust me, I think he can do some good shopping. He is a very good shopper, if you ask me. And I think, for instance, with Bruno, with Maguire, he made some very good purchase. So is it that they're not doing what he wants? Can he really motivate them? But what more motivation you'd want from a legend at your club? You understand what I say? So I'm just wondering if it's the player not playing for him, or they're not motivated by him anymore. But I don't think I can answer that question fairly, because I think
midweek in his press conference he said that he's not there to make his players happy. Is that a fair statement for a manager to be saying?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Becky?
No.
So I wrote down that statement. They say my job is to pick the players and get results. And I think what he was trying to say is, I'm not just going to pick you just because of who you are. That's what I think he's trying to put out there.
And that may agree with.
But isn't that what he's doing
He's
though?
just assuming that, because people, as I said, perception, people can perceive what they want. But that's what I think he's saying. That the fact that I'm going to try, like, make sure you're okay or not. He's trying to say, like, I'm not just going to pick you just because you use this, I use that. That's what I think he's trying to say.
But isn't his actions going against his words?
Yes.
Because he said he's there to pick the players that can get the job done.
Right.
Lindelof hasn't been getting the job done. So shouldn't he have thought then maybe play Bailly instead of Lindelof?
Right.
De Gea hasn't been getting the job done. So shouldn't he have said, okay, then I'm going to give Anderson this game to see what he can actually do, to see if it's better, if he's better in the team than, say, David De Gea. So isn't his actions going against what he's saying?
Yes, because I think, I think that, because we always say, I think Van der Beek should start. I think Bailly should come in the team, and all that stuff. And I think when he said that, people just misinterpreted what he said, and he used the wrong words. He used the wrong set of words, and I think that's what he did. Sometimes in the need of the moment, you say things, and then when you realize you say the wrong thing, but intention is different. And as we all said, David De Gea will be performing. And when sometimes you give somebody so many chances to make up for, I think David get as much his chances already. He need to go sit down and come back. The defense, Bailly should come in. They get all their chances already. He's a very confident person on the ball. And go back to what you guys talking about. I remember last season, we started last season, me and Damien had this conversation about Lindelof. He said, why Lindelof playing like this? And I told him, sometimes when a new person come in, it's hard to adjust to somebody, and you just don't play good because Lindelof performed.
Alex, I agree.
Really good. And me and Damien have this conversation.
Lenky, I think Lenky.
They still don't have that great partnership yet.
Okay. Lenky, I think you want to say something?
Yeah. Like regarding what Ole said, like I don't think that's gonna go down well with his players because listen, psychologically, if you're happy, you should perform well. Go to your job. If you go to your job every day and you can't get along with your teammates, you can't get along with your manager, the AC don't work, your chair squeaking, the door, like you're not gonna be comfortable. You understand? Some employers come and you say, oh, hey, Damien, like, is there any way I could improve the environment? Okay, what could make you happy? Get a little water in here, you don't have an AC. All right, Damien would like an AC, but listen, like, can't afford an AC right now, but I can get you a fan in the meantime. I mean, I'm sure, so he should he has a duty to motivate his players, and if your players are not happy and you're not gonna get the best out of them. No matter what people might say, they're professionals and they should do their job and whatever, but they're all human beings, and you can't ignore the human factor of it.
Before we move on, Lampard said something similar to that, Lampard said, like, for instance, he's not here. In pretty much said the same thing, but in different kind of words, because he's saying that, listen, based on training, is who a player him go start. You see me I say? And him not care who you be because we see him do it with Kepa. We see him do it with some other players. You know what I mean? But just that I'm listening to everybody's comment in regards to Pogba and Lindelof and some other players, and I'm here thinking that is it that after these players we get a certain amount of money, they get complacent because it's like the young players really playing them out. If you ask me, you know what I mean? The young players them are play them out. Look on Lampy. Look on a player like Lampy. We are outshine the Premier League.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if after them reach certain level, with money and stuff, if they tend to business kind of mentality, because I'm getting that from the Premier League. I'm getting that from the Premier League. Right across the board.
And then, hold on. Then if you look at our Manchester United team, who on the bench, because we pretty much know who the starting level is, who on the bench can take anybody at the starting level spot? There's no competition in there.
No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's because I think McTominay can come in on any day and take, for example, a Pogba spot.
Yeah, but how much of that starting level?
I mean, I guess I guess I'm always saying the talent on the bench don't match the talent on the field. Right. So I think that is fair. But what can I say? Right. My final question is because we have spent a lot of time on this. Damien, you're always saying, you're always making reference to Manchester City and Liverpool, where we had Rodgers at Liverpool, and he started to build something, and then Liverpool brought in Jurgen Klopp, and then Klopp kind of bring it over to the finish line. And you always been saying it with City. I think it was Pellegrini. That was before Pep. Yeah. So is that what we're going to see with Manchester United, where we see Ole making the good purchases and bringing in the talent? Will it be a scenario where he brings in all the good talent and then they bring in a better manager to kind of push us over the finish line?
Isn't it too harsh to say a better manager though? Like, it's not too harsh of a statement to say or ask, because somebody was commenting on the live that he's a good, the thing them say is a good manager, but not a good
coach, not a manager.
Coach, but not a good manager. So I just think that, in my opinion, that can be the case here, because he did the purchases, and I think his job is on the line. He's gonna be on the line soon if he don't start perform or get the bit. I personally think so, because anytime you hear whenever you hear the commentators hinting at it, it goes or near goes so. So I think his job is almost on the line. Yes, I think I'm gonna agree with it. I'm gonna agree with that. So whoever comes in after will actually reap the benefits of what he started. I'm gonna agree.
He has the eye for the talent. We can't fault him there. He really has a eye for talent, because the players that he has brought in are really good players. I just don't think that Ole have the capacity to say, he doesn't have a clear path. He has it in his head where he wants to go, but he doesn't know how to take it from his head and put it there on the field for us to see. I just think that's the problem with Ole.
One last thing, I'm gonna and if United should sack Ole, I'm gonna look at him I'm gonna look at him like a Brendan at Liverpool. I'm gonna look at it in the same way. So I'm gonna view it in the same light.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to go to Manchester City versus Leicester. Leicester won the game today, 5 to City's 2. We saw 2 penalties.
This is new to me. Sorry, this is very new to me, because I just come in. I didn't know that this was
Yes.
I'm shocked. Sorry.
Yes, City lost their game. They were only able to score 2 goals.
3 penalties.
3 penalties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wally scored 2, and then Tillman
scored the last one.
So, wait. No, that is news to me. No, you guys have caught me off guard. Was it 3 penalties?
Yeah, there was one in the one where Walker fouled Vardy, and then the next one, I think Maddison. They fouled Maddison.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Vardy scored that one. Was that the one Vardy scored?
Okay, well, anyway, a 5-2, a 5-2 loss for Manchester City is not something that we see often. I mean, it's not something that we have ever seen. Manchester City has never lost a game with Pep with such a margin. So I guess
is it factual? I'm trying to think. Is it factual?
Yes, it is. It is. This is the first time we have lost a game, a game like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. So we see City losing a lot of good players, and the signings that they have brought in, they are not as of the same caliber, or maybe it's going to take time for them to build up to get to the same level as a company, as a Silver and all of that. So
City going through that T word then, Miss Bella?
To the transition phase. City is in a transition phase.
I'm just checking.
Lenky, I'm gonna let you give your views first on. I just want you to give your views first on City before you go to Leicester.
Okay.
Give us City first.
Personally, I think City is suffering in the personal department, where you see the you have key players right? You're missing key players, whether through injury, right? Which most of them, if you look at in the back, Laporte has been injured for a while, and I think he's the one who holds the City defense together, right? Mendy, in my opinion, is the worst left back in the league. Like, Mendy, to me, him can't pick out every cross Mendy put in the box, him pick out an opposing player. Every single one. Mendy give away the ball countless times, right? And the defenders that they brought in to fill the void of the injured, they're just not up to scratch, right? Up top, there's no Aguero. And I can tell you this, just like in a similar situation where we mentioned Palace, where you know, if you have somebody up top who's gonna convert the chances, then you can close your eyes and pass the ball to them, right? With Aguero out of the team, who knows the psychological impact that have on the team? You understand? You know that with Aguero in the team, all it takes is a quarter of a chance, and it's in the back of the net. So I'm not gonna say like this defeat for City. I'm not gonna use this to say, oh, City is not good, or City is this, or City is that. City just had a bad day because they have key players out. You look at Sterling. Normally, Sterling would be scoring. He didn't score, right? De Bruyne.
A minute. Let me give you a pause there. Somebody in the comment is correcting you where you said Mendy is the worst left back in the league. They say Marcos Alonso is the worst left back in the league.
Well, that's their opinion. I mean, that's their opinion. So I respect their opinion, you know. But in my opinion, Mendy is the worst left back in, you know. But I think with if City should get some quality, like for me, we all see what the issue is with City. Right now it's just the back line, right? We don't have that commanding figure. Remember when they had Company, you know, Company is the one who organized, you know. He was a monster around there, you know. Right now, there's no one right there like that. The midfield is okay, right? Up top is okay as well, right? It's just the back line that's their problem right now. And I can tell you, once they get it right, trust me, it's gonna be trouble.
Becky.
So as like you said, the back line is what you know today. So after Pep made a sub today when he take off for Fernando. That's his name, right? Fernando. And after that sub came off, that's when all the goals scored. Because he was that person who was commanding that back line. He didn't need to make that change either because they were still in control of the game. He didn't need to make that change either.
Yeah, and the player that he put on, because remember, he took out a defender and put on a forward. Yeah, so maybe he was looking to go and win the game, and it backfired.
Right, because you know? Like as I said, City was in control of the game. Leicester City was having a hard time throughout the game, keeping the ball, holding the ball. That was Leicester's big issue of the game, and after that sub, everything changed. It's like the game just done, pretty much. That change, one change. You actually all the money that you say coach making money off of changes sometimes, him lose off all the money there. So
just a quick one to take some comments, Alicia.
Mario said they underrated Delph as well. And he was a proper replacement, but experience when players were. And he was a proper replacement with experience when players were out. Who is, you know, I can't. I see his name on the.
Maybe Delph.
No, I see his name on the sheet, but I can't like put a face.
I think he used to be Villa.
No, this is Liam Delph. He's a 17-year-old.
Liam
Delph.
No, I think
This is not Fabian Delph. Fabian Delph plays for.
No, I think Mario is saying, because remember Delph was at City, you know, so maybe he's saying that they sold him.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
you see, I made a mistake where I said Delph. The guy is
Delap.
Delap.
Yeah.
Pardon me, my bad.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I agree with Mario, you know, because sometimes, you know, you just need a player who with the know-how, you know. You need a player who has been there and done that, and as Mario said, he has proven himself in the Premier League. You know, remember, you know, with youth, like what you would have over elders, you know, is mostly like pace and energy. But sometimes with the older head, they read the game better, and what they lack in pace and speed, they make up for it with their mental ability. So
that's what I'm always saying. That's what I'm always saying about one matter at Manchester United. He doesn't have pace, but he has that ability to pick out the player that is going to go and score the goal. Exactly. So that's what I'm always saying about
that's the thing. Yeah, you won't get a matter running up and down 50, 60 yards, but trust me, he can slow down the game and he can pick a pass. You have a free kick, he can score.
Right. Okay. The problematic child, Alex, said. This one is going to Damien because Alex is one of him problematic people. He said from company left, just like how Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, everything seems to be going downhill. Damien, you're a problematic friend, so deal with him.
All right. I'll answer that in a bit, but I think I'm going to stress something else. I'm going to put a twist on the argument everybody's been using since evening. Now, I'm looking at, I didn't watch much, but I'm looking at the starting lineup and I'm looking at the bench. And I agree that the defense could be shaky, but Aki played and Mendy played. You understand? Stones is out because I'm looking at the injury list, and Stones is out. Jesus, Aguero, Gundogan was out. Laporte, Gundogan, you understand? Those persons are out and injured. But the twist I'm going to put on this argument is, if City conceded 5 goals, this should have been a 5-7 game, because no, City was lacking going forward. No, everybody know that the best defense is offense. City's offense is not weak. I'm looking at this offense, and this is not weak offense. This is Sterling. This is what name? Mahrez. Listen, this is a lot of persons. There's Walker on the wing. There's Mendy. So listen, I don't think I'm gonna sit here and really be too sorry for City, because the City did not show up today, obviously, because these are good. These are De Bruyne. This is Sterling. These are their key players that's on the pitch. So yes, they conceded 5 goals, but this should have been a 5-7 game, if you ask me.
Well, all right. Why I would disagree with that, Damien, is because look at it. All right, well, I can understand because you didn't watch the game, but basically what happened in the game was that City took the lead, and then Leicester equalized. But what happened in the game is that Leicester, remember, you know, we all expect City to dominate possession, right? So what Leicester City did was try their best, like they let City have the ball, right? And when they got the ball, they made the most of it. Now, the equalizing goal came from a mistake by Kyle Walker, where he fouled Vardy in the box, right, to concede a penalty. Where, as I said before, with a proper defense, maybe that error wouldn't have occurred, right? Because when you get a chance to watch the highlights, you will see Walker got caught in no man's land, really. Walker was paying attention to a player on the outside who he thought was going to make a run, right? So he's focusing his attention on that player, And then by the ball was played inside by he looked, that's when he saw Vardy when it was too late. Right? So that was the first one. Right? The second one was no complaints about the second goal. A wonderful goal. But you look on the left side. Look at City's left side. Where I said like Mendy is just not ready. Period. Right? Mendy is just not ready. Again, another penalty conceded by Mendy again. Right? So you look at these things and Damien, like these things will kill morale in a team. You know, you're playing at 1-1, the game is balanced, right? And you go away and you give away a penalty. Like, trust me, that will kill morale. And then Leicester now, remember Leicester is a very, very well organized team. You know? Leicester is not gonna go out and chase this game now, you know. Leicester is gonna be patient, and whenever they get the chance, they're gonna take it. And that's exactly what happened today. I'm not gonna take. I personally don't feel sorry for City because any one of my rivals that lose points is good news to me. But not taking anything. Don't look for the card.
Yeah, no. Find the card. Find the card. But I'm gonna answer Alex's question. Listen, you see big shoes. Big shoes are big shoes. And
they can't stuff it. You can't fold up some paper and put it in front.
But we don't talk big shoes are big shoes. I mean, I understand say you can't stop it. But may I say, we see some legend that was made by Premier League and in the Premier League, and it's gonna be hard to fill them. Like we can't find the next John Terry, we can't find the next Paul Scholes, we can't find the next Ryan Giggs. Like persons will come.
So you don't name any legend from any other team that give him a red card for
no,
that?
Me not finish. Me
no.
can't name all the legend them.
No,
Thierry
man.
Henry.
Good.
Thierry Henry.
I mean, but that's not fair because
Himself squad.
Because Arsenal has replaced isn't Aubameyang in the same.
No, but
maybe not. But isn't he the same?
No. But he mentioned legend from Chelsea. And he mentioned legends from Man U.
He's mentioning legends that the clubs haven't been able to fill their shoes after they left.
Can I finish?
Listen,
is that what he's saying?
Listen. Well, mention an Arsenal defensive legend then.
Who?
Really? Really? Damien? Tony Adams?
Okay, let's go back to Damien and finish.
Can I finish my point?
Yes, Damien, back to you.
The point I'm trying to make is that will City find our next what name?
Torre Company?
No, a Vincent Company. No, because they brought in Stones. He cannot deliver. Aki is good enough, but can Aki reach that level? Shoes is hard to fill in football. And if you ask me, to answer Alex's question, City is too strong for them to rely too much on a one defender. No, if they continue to lapse like they did today, based on what Lenkia said, based on the errors they made, they will struggle. But I mean, Chelsea, I can draw a little parallel to Chelsea. Chelsea was conceding goals, but Chelsea was scoring goals. So all you have to do is just score some goal. Yeah, you can see, but you have to score too.
Let me just say this. It's not that they can't find anybody to replace Vincent Kompany. They are trying. I know you guys maybe don't keep up with much of the transfer news, but they have been trying to bring in. They have been trying to bring in Koulibaly from Napoli, which is a very good centre back. It's just that City, I guess, they're not willing to spend the way a Manchester United would spend or a Chelsea would spend. So they can. There is the player there that could possibly replace the talent that they had in Company, because Koulibaly is a very good CB. He is, and I think he would do well. I think Manchester United had him as a target for a while before they left and went and got the fridge that we have now. So I mean, he could possibly be a good replacement for Vincent Kompany.
Just to
Let me just say, Becky hasn't gotten any time to speak on this. Becky, go, your turn.
Well, really, we're not going to say, we done some my 2 cents already about the
difference. All right, let's go to Leicester. Leicester is just a quick bit on Leicester before we move on to Leicester. Becky.
All right, so Leicester do what they do best: play counter-attack football.
Brendan.
Hey, and it worked for them. It works, but Leicester start every game where they having, all right, Vardy touch the ball 15. Vardy have 15 touches and score a hat-trick. 15 touches and score a hat-trick. Leicester.
I mean, let's not say he scored a hat-trick because 2 of the hat-trick were penalties. 2 of the goals were penalties.
I know.
2 of them were penalties.
Let's keep that same energy when Bruno gets his. Keep that same energy.
Leicester at the start of the game, Leicester having problem touching the ball, and when they do touch the ball, keeping the ball. And that was Leicester throughout the game. Yes, then get the equalizer, yes, and then build the confidence. But as I said before, when Pep made that change, everything changed with Leicester. They saw that opening, there's like more spaces in the middle to work with, and they use it as the advantage. They put another extra man up front when they didn't need to, and Leicester take advantage. Right after the change made, like 2 minutes after, a minute after, them score. And then just keep scoring and scoring and scoring, and they take all their chances. All the chances that they did, they take them. And kudos to them because they use less City weakness and use it against them. Because City was in the game, City was pressuring them. Leicester couldn't touch the ball. Even though they equalized and stuff, they didn't need to make that change at that point in the game. They have so much time left in the game that if it was like the 78th minute or so or 80th minute or so, they could have made that change and say, okay, if we lose, then you can take that. But it was like 50-something minutes in the game and they made that change. They didn't need to make that change that early.
Unless maybe it's probably an injury or we don't know.
He wasn't injured.
Damien, I know you didn't watch the game, but what are you? I know we all have a special liking for Brendan Rodgers as a manager. I mean, let's echo the man, that young man there, the hat. Everybody know Brendan Rodgers is one of my favorite managers in the Premier League. Last season,
Chelsea bred. He was bred at Chelsea. Sorry.
Yeah, last season Leicester, he had Leicester in a good position, and unfortunately, in the end, after the restart, they missed out on Champions League. Are we expecting Brendan Rodgers to bring them back to that spot where they could possibly see them qualifying for Champions League come end of the season, Damien?
Listen, if you ask me, nothing beats synergy, and Leicester has that. There's synergy, there's unity, it brings me back to Ranieri time when they were happy. They were playing football, them a bounce ball, everybody happy. And Brendan find a way to get them back there, and I think it's working for them. I was here thinking of Leicester, and I was thinking of Spurs, and I remember we because Spurs finished second a few times and went to a few finals, we automatically pushed them into a top 5 team. Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's safe to say we need to take Spurs and put Leicester in as a top 5 team, because Leicester has won the league. Leicester has finished in the top 5, are right there about, like, you know what I mean? So I think Leicester can be classified as a top 5 team if you ask me. They're doing what needs to be done. 3 games in, 3 wins, and 3 decent wins if you ask me. The game against Everton was something else. You understand me? I said, so it's like, if you ask me, Brendan, whatever Brendan is doing is working. I rate Brendan as a coach, and I know that already. He's very tactical, he knows to get the job done. He don't forget the best out of players. So I just think that I think we can put them in Europe. I'm not sure about top 4. May I first wait until the season. But may I give them top 7? May I give them top 7?
Okay, Mr. Webster in the comment is saying it's maybe too early to say, but speaking on what we're seeing now, they will make the top 4.
All right, am I bridging that? Lenky, him support Arsenal here. He's an Arsenal youth from Waterford, Portmore.
Why you give out the man location?
Yeah, man, him good, man. I'm a link. I'm a brother. We live next door almost years. If you ever say that, Mitri, we all left Arsenal.
Top 3, brother. Top 3.
We all left Arsenal, Mitri.
Top 3.
And then, Damien, to go back on your point.
Where?
Top 3.
Damien, to go back on your point too, what I realized with Leicester City is that every time they lose, they sell a player, somebody buy a player from them, they always have somebody who replace them really. He's a better, either good, just as good.
Just as, yeah.
Right. Just as good as them and better to fill that spot. It's just like that player never leaves.
How long will they be able to do that? Because we see Leicester selling players and we don't see them actually buying anybody. I know Chilwell, they sold Chilwell, and then I guess they haven't replaced him. It's just somebody coming.
Chilwell. Way too well. Bella. Bella. We see that. Remember, you raised a very good. You asked a very good question, you know, because you remember Southampton. Southampton started sell out the player in the city and want Southampton know a struggle. So they were a good team before them start sell out them players. So you asked a very good question. You
have to look at the recruitment too, because like sometimes you have some teams that the academy perform really good. You see a couple players, yeah, like the London teams, notably the red half of London. You know, remember London is red half, you have white.
3 colors, red,
you have
blue,
white,
and white.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The red half, the next half is split between white and blue. So you find that
wait. That's a very big thing to say.
Yeah.
Do you understand what you're saying?
Listen,
you split London in 2 halves, right? And
Can I interject, please? Can I interject?
And then split the other half in a 2. Let me just say this. In my humble opinion, half of London is blue, and then the next half is split between red and white. Well, that's just my personal opinion.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
It is factual that the youths in London is successful on the blue side because they won the league there, they won FA Cup there, and they're very so. If you ask me, the youths in London is blue.
What you
based on success, sir. Go ahead.
We're not going to some in a land.
As I was saying, as I was saying, the red half of London, okay.
The red quarter of London.
Notice the red half of London, right?
Not factual.
That's your opinion.
No, facts. Not opinion, facts.
All right.
Facts.
Next
Get
week,
to the point. Next
week you come with the facts. All right?
May I have it now?
Yeah. No, me not have mine now.
Okay.
Right? me left my docket at home. But anyway, I say you have to look at the recruitment because you have some clubs that they just go out and buy. Just go out and buy. Right? But you have other clubs like the Arsenal and the other blue team from London, you know, they invest in their academy, right? And even though maybe you might find a lot of players graduating from the academy, but at least a handful of them have gone on to be stars, right? So you have to look at that. And Leicester, maybe sometimes a player may not be the finished product, but you see the coach or the scout or whoever is in charge of recruitment, they see the potential and they see that maybe this player is just lacking just a tiny little thing that we at our facility.
Lanky, I'm just gonna ask the name. Three academy players that has come out of Arsenal in the past. Say, I'm gonna give you 5 seasons that are considered top players.
What do you mean considered by top players? By who?
Considered in general.
All right. For one, if you look at the English national, I think it's the under 23 team. You see that the under 23, yeah, I think it's the under 23 team. Damian is gonna want to take some credit for this, but remember, Eddie Nketiah, he was over that side, and they decided, listen, like, you know, they don't want him.
Are we considering Nketiah a top player in his age group?
Is he not? Who is leading the line for the under 23 team in his age group?
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Damian, you want to attest to that?
Sir, you're fighting a losing battle, my brother.
Damian, you want to attest to that?
You're fighting a losing battle, sir.
Damian, I just want to ask Damian, what age group does Hudson-Odoi play for in England?
He's just about to switch over to the big side. I think he's under 23.
You have Nelson. You have Saka.
What age group does Tommy Abrams play for in England's national side?
Under 23.
He plays for the senior now, right?
Right.
I think he move up. He just come from under 23, yeah.
I just want you to make it just come from the under 23.
Just come from under 23.
Just come from the 23. Matic says Nketiah is leading the way.
All right. May I go check my stats now?
Becky, what age group does Becky, what age group does Mason Greenwood play for over in England?
Him go for the big team too.
Just.
But we are talking about London.
No, but I've already given you 2 players from London. All right,
so how Greenwood coming out?
Okay, then let's move. Let's subtract Greenwood from the equation. Let me just say this. In my own opinion.
Lamptey that came from Chelsea too.
And Lamptey, okay.
Right.
Let me just say this. In my humble opinion, the only in the age group of, I'm gonna say under 23.
Remember, academy we are talking about, you know.
Let me just say this. But all of these players are just, when did Saka start playing for Arsenal's big team? Just the other day. In my humble opinion, the only big talent that Arsenal have under the age of 23 is Saka. Under the age of 23. Nelson, as Mr. Webster saying down in there, and Nketiah. Come on now. Let's be unbiased. Let's be fair. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not talented. I'm not saying that they're not talented, but they're nowhere near where you guys are trying to put them.
But
Maitland Niles, I think his growth was stunted because of the position where Emery had him playing. I think his growth was stunted.
All right.
I think if he switches position, they will get the best out of him.
Bella, what I'm saying to you, based on my knowledge, right? I don't remember if it's the under 23 or it's the under 21, right? But Eddie Nketiah has always been the main striker for England at that level, right? And he has been the one who has been getting the goals. If you want, you can go and look, but I'm not guessing. I'm telling you that. And that's not me being an Arsenal fan. Nketiah has been scoring 4 and 5 goals in games. That's a fact. And that's why I said Damian might want to take some part credit for that because he was over at Chelsea. I think we got him in 2015, I think. But as you can see, when players leave from Chelsea to the red side, it's a different ball game. They look totally different. Look at
Louis.
Look at
Like Louis, right?
Louis
Like
has
Louis.
one. Louis has one.
Producer, Mr. Producer. We're looking kind of blurry on Facebook.
Yeah.
Are we? Is everybody seeing that, or is just me?
Mine is pretty clear on my Facebook. Maybe it's whoever. I don't know, because mine is pretty. Mine is clear.
Mine is just
okay. Maybe it's just mine then. Anyway, so I did a little googling, right? And for Nketiah with England under 18, he has 4 goals. With the under 19, he has 9 goals. With the under 20, he has 6 goals, and with the under 21, he has 12 goals.
Okay.
That's a total of 6 and 4, 10, 19.
How many appearances?
With 10 appearances, 12 goals for the under 21 since 2018.
Okay. Who's the leading goal scorer within that same time period? I'm just checking. I don't know.
It's gonna take me to Google.
Well, that's why I said we can get the facts and come back on the next live.
Leon Burke, we're just doing a general discussion right now.